Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Hailey Baldwin, Part 1. And all credit to Celeb Deep Dives. I'm reading her blog to record this. 2014, Two On by Tinashe just came out. People still love the Victoria's Secret fashion show. People shit their fucking pants anytime Jennifer Lawrence says something about pizza. Selena and Justin are not a new couple. They meet in 2009, let's say start dating in 2010. Those first 3 years, those good first 3 years, over. Getting older, they have too much money, they start drinking and partying, having that relationship itch. What was once America's sweetheart and America's heartthrob, having the perfect relationship, starts facing the beginning of the end. How do most celebrity media frenzies start? Kardashian. Or if you're lucky, you'll get a Jenner. Selena Gomez's management up until this point is her parents, and she fires them in April of 2014, and it seems that there's like some curiosity around Kris Jenner possibly managing Selena. In this era, so Kris Jenner is really trying to craft like the image of all of her daughters, trying to exercise her celebrity management skills, so she's looking for some new clients. In order to do that, you have to kind of force some organic looking relationships so it makes sense if they start working with her. Paparazzi's called Super Awkward Hangout. Previous photo was taken in March, and then all throughout April, we're getting all these photos of Selena Gomez suddenly hanging out with the Jenner sisters, their besties. At Christian Combs', I think, birthday party at One Oak, so Diddy's son, yes, that's Jordan Woods, and yes, that's Stassi. If there's anything Alfredo Flores is gonna do is be in a picture with huge pupils, surrounded by women. They both post this picture on their Instagram, and it's like Selena plus roses, Kylie plus roses. Kylie, I believe, is 16 at the time, or 17, and Selena is 21. Like peak Coachella, they go to Coachella together. I believe Kylie posts this and captions it girls trip, and they get Five Guys, they get In-N-Out. Around like a month strong of sudden bestie friendship. Justin's there. Justin and Selena aren't dating right now, and Justin has a weird bucket hat phase. Oh, okay, maybe they are dating. It's like they're pretty faded. At this point, it's a pattern. They're not dating, but then they cannot stay the fuck away from each other. Pisces and a Cancer. We went from overnight besties to... That's why... Sorry, I forgot how to read. That's why Selena unfriended Kylie. She flipped out on texts that were sent to Bieber. He's like 16, 17. Justin's like 19, 20. Selena Gomez is on the edge of exploding. If there's anything we don't want an undiagnosed bipolar woman to do, it's be on the edge of exploding. The general consensus of what we're dealing with right now is that Kylie Jenner was sending flirty texts to Justin Bieber. Some say it was like nudie sexual, some say it was just flirty. Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, Hailey Baldwin, Part 2. Supposedly, Kylie Jenner and Justin Bieber are allegedly flirtily texting back and forth. This problem opens a door to something that consistently starts happening more with Kendall than it does Kylie. Can we blame Kylie? No, she's a minor. Yes, she's being like an awful friend or business partner in this sense. Justin Bieber is dating Selena Gomez. It's his responsibility to not let this be a problem. Selena's in a really bad place at the moment. She's on edge and now overcome with jealousy. She really needs to wash her hands of Justin for good. Newsflash, not gonna happen for another like 6 years. While Selena and Justin weren't dating at Coachella, they were being super cozy with each other. This is something that we've seen before. Selena's heart is obviously in Justin, and she's convinced that Kylie and Justin are flirty. Convinced something has gone on between them. Just start seeing a pattern of basically Selena thinking, oh my god, I thought I was good with Justin, and then him proving her wrong. And a media cycle of everyone being like, Selena's so insecure. It's at the time that Justin is literally facing being testified for beating up a paparazzi. And we get the infamous "Don't Ask Me About Her" video.
Don't ask me about her again. Ask me about her again. Don't ask me about her again. Don't ask me about her again.
Take a break. You know what? Just stop. We gotta take a break.
Don't ask me about her again.
Client's not asking.
Don't ask me about her again.
I read that wrong, but I don't think he wants to be asked about her again. So it's clear they're like on the rocks because he's in this like court thing where Selena's brought up and he's like losing his shit. Don't ask me about her again. Brody, this is a legal issue. But his like thought these questions were to provoke him because they knew it was a sensey topic. The thing about all this is it moves so quickly. There was a month of Selena hanging out with the Jenners, being super close with them. Coachella's like April 11th, and by April 22nd, after all this Kylie Justin stuff, she unfollows all of them. Then posts like a self-love thing. growing pains and loving yourself. If your friends are posting things like this, check on them. They're not in a good place. Selena Gomez tells TMZ, yeah, I had to unfollow all them because they're fucking toxic. They're not besties for the restie. Goes on to say that they were basically bad influences on her, and then kind of touches on like drinking and drugs and stuff happening at Coachella. Well, who do you think steps in at this point? Who normally inserts themselves at this point? Good guess, because you're probably right. Want to play in 20-year-old pool? Well, I'm still in my 20s. And I'm better at this game than you. Don't fuck with my little sisters. I get it. I know she's their sister. I know, defend your family. Go fucking check on French Montana, please. Problematic is that Selena's narrative is like, I don't do bad things. I'm around these people that do bad things. Surrounded by booze and drugs. Babe, I have a valid reason to hate them. You don't need to blame it on drinking. Part 3. So it's like a week later. We're still somehow in April 2014. And Selena Gomez and Orlando Bloom are seen hanging out. I cannot prepare you for what this photo of them looks like together. It was a jump scare. Like, why is he literally look like he's abducting her? I have a good 16-year age difference with a 21-year-old. What is so crazy in the sense that it feels like age is not a factor and doesn't exist there. I guess it doesn't matter because I feel like fame literally stunts your brain development and keeps you at like perpetually 22 years old. I feel like the recklessness and the freedom that you feel when you turn 21 doesn't go away as a celebrity. The same way that a lot of people say like you're stuck at the age that your trauma happened, I feel like you're stuck at the age that like your fame was most problematic. I'm also going to use this moment to say I empathize with the fame factor and like there's no right way to act. There is no right way to be a celebrity. It's not fucking normal for any human to have this amount of influence, power, attention, money. So I'm not really blaming anybody for acting how they're acting in this situation, especially because they're 19 to 20 something. And I know I've acted crazy up until this age and I know everybody else has, and I cannot imagine what that feels and looks like, having the whole world looking at you saying you're fucking up and you should be doing better. So about 3 days after that TMZ article about Selena saying that these girls are bad influences on her, and 2 days after Khloe Kardashian thinking she did something, run to TMZ and say, Selena's fucking lost it. She's the bad influence, not us. This picture's killing me. Like, actually Selena's the crazy one because all of us, who's been to rehab? Selena, and they say that she's drama-obsessed party girl, paranoid meltdown over Justin, problems, and then Kendall and Kylie are like, we literally don't give a fuck, we're better without her. It was on April 28th. What happens later on April 20th? The same goddamn day. Justin gets some dinner with Kendall and Hailey. Within just a few days, the TMZ article drops. Selena unfollows everybody. She hangs out with Orlando Bloom. The next day, the other article comes out that Selena's the bad influence. Justin hangs out with them. Justin unfollows Selena, but he remains friends with the Jenner sisters. In the same time period, somehow, coincidentally, a photo of Selena smoking next to Kylie surfaces, kind of putting the nail in the coffin of the narrative that Selena's the bad influence and Kylie and Kendall aren't. About a week later, Justin posts a photo with Kylie on the left, and then is it Ivana Ventura on the right? She's an Instagram model. I also think it's important to note that I'm mainly talking about Justin's interferences with other celebrities. Just know that man slept with every Instagram model under the sun. Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Hailey Baldwin, part 4. Sorry guys, I had to change and chug a coffee. I promise you it gets interesting soon. We just have to catch you up to speed with the context. So not a shocking update. Justin's being a whore. So that last photo, I think a Floyd Mayweather fight or event or something like that. And then a few days later, Selena Gomez and Kendall Jenner have a friendly private dinner party, but sources were saying that they both briefly said hi and then sat on opposite sides of the table. Celeb Deep Dives, who writes these articles, she doesn't have any updates between May and August of this year. I can tell you that Selena Gomez had her birthday because her birthday is July 22nd. She's seen with a hot new man. It's like a boat yacht thing. Why do I feel like they both have done this for their birthdays? Like, said fuck you to the other and just went on a boat with a hottie. Free, single living. Justin, on the other hand, is fighting Orlando Bloom. Imagine fighting somebody 20 years younger than you. Supposedly, what happened, this is kind of why I stan Justin, honestly, because he doesn't have brain cells sometimes. One thing I've always loved about him is he just takes it. He will say and do fuck shit and just take what comes with it. Justin went like this and Orlando refused, and Justin was like, what's your fucking problem? Orlando says something to the extent about Miranda Kerr, his wife, and Justin goes, oh, I fucked your wife. Insinuated a swing. I kind of take back my comment that was just like, why would you fight someone 20 years younger than you? That's a good reason. Yes, Justin ducked the punch and said, what's up, bitch? And he was definitely going like this. Supposedly, Justin also like had a thing with Victoria's Secret models, and I guess in 2012, so just 2 years prior to this, they were like partying together. If there's anything Justin Bieber's gonna do is post a cryptic photo, a blurry, granulated 4-pixel photo of a model and set the world up in flames. Since there's not many updates for the summer, I just want to paint the image further that this video had already happened. Which this whole video was a fuck you, like I'm never speaking to you again, Justin video. Super intimate dancing, we're back together, the world shouldn't have seen this, should have been kept behind closed doors video was posted too. They've been like in and out of it for some time. We haven't even introduced Hailey to the story yet. I'm so happy this is not my life. So happy that things ended up the way they did, because God bless them. This whole thing never would have ended any differently than Hailey marrying Justin and Selena having to build a new life. I also want to note, prior to 2014 being such a chaotic year for this couple, released a song called All Bad on the Journals album, one of my faves. They try to get at me behind your back. Oh, you know, females and how they like to run their mouths. He's such a gaslighter. He's like, your friends are trying to fuck me. Then what's this, Justin? What? Oh my god, this filter. I'm tempted. Sorry, guys. Justin Bieber, Hailey Baldwin, Selena Gomez, I believe part 6. August 2014, Kendall Jenner posts this on Instagram and captions it with the boys. And Justin posts this. The other good thing about Justin is that he doesn't delete anything. So, like, if I was Hailey and I was getting fucking bullied on the internet every single day, I'd be like, please take those down. But his Instagram is literally like a history book. Justin says he's dating Selena again, literally like 2 weeks later in his deposition. And then we get this video of them. They're getting back from a tropical vacation together.
Yeah, that's her face, yeah. Selena Gomez.
Clearly fighting. They're on their way to Paris Fashion Week. This shook me, honestly. Merp! He comes out like 2 minutes later and walks right past her. Also, don't know how I forgot to include this. When he was with Kendall the other night with that kissing photo, he posted this with Kris Jenner, captions it, "Who's your daddy?" At this point, they got back from their vacation. They're clearly fighting with each other. They're on their way to Paris Fashion Week. They're fighting about something. He goes to dinner with Kendall Jenner that night, that same day that they were fighting. You know, wears this to Fashion Week, photographed with Miranda Kerr, and leaves in the same outfit. So people thought it was like a last minute decision to go from their vacation. So the consensus is that they went on this trip, broke up on this trip, happened very frequently. And then he went out to dinner with Kendall out of spite that same day. Or Selena on her way home. This girl's like, I just got fucking cheated on again. I'm just trying to go to bed. Who does she run into on her flight home? Kris Jenner. My travel buddy. Great time in Paris. Hashtag friends. Like, huh. And then she tweeted this. Selena kills me sometimes. Random long flight. So happy to be home. You have to learn the hard way sometimes. Again, if your friends are tweeting things like this, please check up on them. Sometimes we think we aren't good enough, but then I realize when I think I'm alone, I have God. Period. Justin Bieber's mom, who normally is like silent girl, comes on and says, I know you love him, I know you need love, but ... hashtag don't be a homewrecker. First of all, you know what? Your son itself is a hashtag homewrecker. Why the fuck always a girl has to be blamed because of a boy with a small dick? Tell him, sister. This confused people because people didn't know if Patty liked Selena and this was like aimed at Kendall, or if Kendall and Justin were now a thing and this was like, Selena, I know, but you can't. Justin does what he always does, and he posts a throwback picture because he wants to kill himself without Selena. Usually ropes her back in. 7. We're now in October of 2014. She tweets this, unfollows Justin, posts a picture from the trip that they were just on, and deletes it not even 24 hours later. And, my girlie wasn't strong. By the end of October, throughout the month of October, they might be talking, hanging out, whatever. She ends up saying, I think I overreacted to Kendall Jenner and him going on their Paris date. But she started to think that she was overreacting, and now she's back in touch with Justin. She hasn't said that she's going to take him back, but that's usually how it goes once they get back in touch. She's been saying stuff about how she overreacted and how she needs to take responsibility for her part in things, so I definitely think she opened her heart back up to him again. Girls listening to this. You are immensely hurt by something and feel a certain way about something and voice those feelings and opinions. Told all of the reasons why you're wrong, don't have a right to feel that way, and are overreacting rather than getting, at the very least, a yes and response. You are being gaslit. You are being told that you are thinking incorrectly and that that's why you feel this way. Not because I actually did something wrong, but because something's wrong with you. Throughout the entire month of October, she's sitting here thinking, maybe I was being crazy about that. Her and Justin start talking again, and she's convinced herself that she needs to take responsibility and she's the problem, so much so to the point that she's now singing happy birthday to the girl that went out to dinner with her man and is trying to kiss her man and is saying she's crazy, she's been in rehab, she's just super paranoid over her man. Anything water signs are going to do to each other, particularly Scorpio and Cancer. Scorpio's always going to gaslight Cancer into being too emotional, despite the fact that Scorpio's just as emotional. They're just more calculated. They will get close to the Cancer to steal the Cancer's man. Cancer and Scorpio can either be good for each other and be the besties if they're on the same page. If they want the same thing, good luck. That's your worst enemy, babe. That was on November 4th.
Wait. Regular size coffee cup and... So cute.
They're really kikiing and having a good time. It just makes me feel bad for Selena because I've been in this position before where you're like, oh, okay, I'm just crazy, everybody's cool with me, and then you realize, like, no, you're the punchline. Whatever, we don't have evidence that, like, these people are fucking or anything like that, but it's sad to me that she was sad about something that had repeatedly happened so many times. It seems like Justin uses Kendall as, like, the thing to get back at Selena whenever he's upset at her, regardless of if it's actually romantic or not, and then she's like, oh, I'm overreacting. Now you're singing this bitch happy birthday. Like, Justin watching this shit go down, like, this bitch is stupid. My two bitches are together. It's time that we introduce Hailey. This is part 8 of Jalena and Jailey. This is where it gets super complicated. It gets a little dark. I'm gonna say trigger warning for, I guess, drug abuse and also maybe like some religious trauma. Because as much as this involves Hailey and this is like a, pop culture, oh my god, relationship thing, it really reveals a lot to us about faith and trauma and how the two cross over when you're like desperately seeking guidance in life when you are a celebrity with a drug problem. Or, even if we take the celebrity out of it, Justin Bieber at this point in time is struggling. He is an active drug addict. Selena Gomez at the same time is struggling with her body, a lot of alleged also drug problems and alcohol problems. Hailey Bieber is like, I guess a nepotist baby. I don't know if that's even the right word to use for her because I know that she does modeling and stuff. But at this point, prior to this point, she was known as like somebody who is friends with the Jenners. And it's not to say that she doesn't face the same amount of like backlash that Justin and Selena do, but it's obviously such a different degree. And both Justin and Selena were propelled into this life very young. Like, they don't know any different. They literally do not know a world where they are not Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. Not to say Hailey isn't part of this world forever too because of her family, but she was not like front and center spotlight because of a talent. She was adjacent to celebrities. So it makes a lot of sense that you see these two celebrities struggling the most being fucking nutso with each other. Obviously they're not going to have it together. Obviously they're going to have mental problems. Obviously they're going to have emotional problems, drug problems, be acting out in the public eye. So if you were to have a girl who is in this world and understands this lifestyle but is so so tamed and is not taken back by any of this chaos because she's been around it, and then is your biggest cheerleader and is the woman that you go to when you're struggling with the other pop star, yeah, it's gonna seem like a pretty, logical, rational decision to marry this woman because that would be like a rock in your life. But I feel like this love story goes from like a pop culture drama thing to like a very dark and scary and serious topic where faith kind of bleeds into it and becomes a very manipulative tool as like a rope or a savior for Justin to grasp onto. And yes, it might have helped him get clean to our knowledge and like to marry Hailey, be a married man, get his life together, be more faithful, whatever. The problem isn't God. The problem is the fact that like Justin never really got actual help, because this is where we're going to start talking about Carl Lentz, very popular youth pastor, very like chill and cool with the celebs. Maybe I'll talk about the church stuff a different day because it's literally too much, but there's not a coincidence between the sudden, very heavy relationship of both Justin and Hailey and Justin and Carl at the same time simultaneously. 9, jalena and jailey. Justin Bieber is not having a good year. As a believer, as a fan of him, it was getting very hard to defend Justin. Even back when I was a teenager, I didn't understand why it was so hard for America to wrap their head around why a 20-year-old kid who was raised in fame and has unlimited amounts of money and drugs and women is starting to act a little fucked in the head. Per usual, it's almost like Justin was the first boy to get like the Britney treatment in the sense that they were like, he's off the rails, he's a bad influence, he's an asshole. Was misguided and desperately needed help. The thing I'm about to go over is just in 2014, he egged his neighbor's house, pleaded guilty and got charged for vandalism, had to take a 12-week anger management program and pay restitution, arrested in Miami for a DUI with a rented Lamborghini. No ones know who was in the car. Chantel Jeffries got charged with assault for a limo driver. The charges were dropped. Pilots needed to wear oxygen masks because of the weed smoke. Not smoking with his buddies, he's smoking with his own father. Real believers know about the crossover with his dad. His dad left when he was younger. I guess they had a relationship the whole time, whatever, but his dad was like on payroll, I'm pretty sure, for a certain amount of time. Typical just like pop star parental relationship where it seems like they really don't care about slutting out and pimping out their child for money, because then the parents get to have the lifestyle they never had through the vessel of literally running their child into the ground. Attempted robbery, video resurfaced of him telling a racist joke. That's literally the nail in the coffin. I thought that was in reference to the One Less Lonely Girl thing, but it wasn't, because then I guess the other video, there's another video of him saying it. He apologizes. He struck somebody outside with his Ferrari and got sued. Altercation with Orlando Bloom, sued by paparazzi for assault. This is when he was just like beating the fuck out of everybody. He was just jumping out of cars and like swinging on people. I don't blame him, by the way. Like, he's doing better than me if I were in that situation. He busted an eardrum. Doc says might need surgery now. It sucks. Judge threatened to... he lost so many followers. Dude, Seth Rogen called me a dick. Seth Rogen says, in my opinion, Justin Bieber's a piece of shit. He seems like an obnoxious, ungrateful, insincere person, and he puts people's lives in danger. And overall, he acts like a piece of shit. I literally don't know why this is in this article, but what's Judge Judy's verdict? Being a celebrity is a gift. You can either treat it or you can make a fool out of yourself. He's doing a very good job at making a fool out of himself. I would fucking kill myself. Justin and Hailey hang out for the first time without anybody else on November 7th, 2014. Carl Lentz is now praising for this boy to make it on November 13th. He's healing alongside and through the two of them indefinitely. Part 10, and we're going to look at the astrology really quick. People always get confused when I bring up the chart. I'm an astrologer. That is my job. You see certain people like celebrities, perfect example to look at astrology and see how it plays out. Through something as intense as him, we can see the connection. So Mars and Pluto, his both traditional and modern chart rulers, are conjunct in his third house, which is like everyday life, communication, people closest to you. Like violent but assertive and taking a lot of change, making a lot of action sort of planets. Literally death, rebirth, like transformative change. It's square Uranus in his sixth house of work and health. Saturn, which is a very restrictive planet and is like hard challenges, lessons, karma. Up on a conjunction to his north node, his life purpose, his natal Pluto, death and rebirth, and then his ascendant, which is who he is as a person, the trajectory of his life, what he looks like. Too long after this is when he started to look really fucking old and sick because he was a drug addict. Having Saturn cross over your ascendant, I would say before your Saturn return, can be a little bit suckier because it's kind of like life is just coming at you hard. Every time you stand up, you're getting kicked back down again. If you're not working really hard, like you would typically be rewarded in this way, but it looks like it was something that was making his life tougher, but so it's adding more responsibility to his plate. Neptune is the planet of like blurred lines and boundaries, sometimes confusion and dreaminess, romanticization, and that was crossing over his natal Saturn in the 5th house of love, romance as well. This could be the seriousness of commitment as well as him stepping more seriously into like practicing religion. Jupiter, the planet of good luck and good fortune and expansion, but also faith and religion and spirituality, was crossing over his 10th house of his career, his public image. Trine to these 2 planets here to his Chiron, and then inching up to his midheaven, which is also his reputation, his ability to heal through change of people in his everyday life. There was sextile his moon is women, his mother. Sextile is a supportive aspect between the two, so spirituality, faith, and women, his emotions. Jupiter also rules his 5th house of love, sex, romance. Who's a Sagittarius? Hailey. So they're both rooted in that faith and religion. This is just to paint the image that he was going through a crisis, and faith or religion or God seemed to be like the saving grace of it all. North node going through his 12th house too, which is healing through faith. I guess Justin had met Carl Lenz when he was like, I don't know, in 2009, like had known him since he started to begin to get famous. Like a religious, spiritual mentor to him. He said, I'm, a very special role in his life. We want his life to remain a blessing, not a burden. A lot of celebrities are heavily involved, or at least used to be, in Hillsong Church, as well as the Kardashians. I don't know if I already mentioned that. There's also videos about Carl Lenz talking about his church, I think actually on the Impulsive podcast. And it's weird, he won't quite answer the question of what they practice, and it sounds like Scientology. I really think that's just what it is. Him, Hailey, and Kendall all start hanging out, and he's seemingly on a better path and healing after Selena. Justin, Hailey, Selena, part 11. Justin's mom was a Catholic woman. He was raised in faith, and it was not a rare thing at all for him to thank God during an award speech or express his gratitude for his faith. Super common with him. So naturally, Patty, his mother, loved Carl. She was like, oh my God, he's a perfect influence for my son. He's struggling. He needs his help. He needs his mentorship. So in 2014, she was like, please help my son. And ends up moving in with Carl for 4 to 6 weeks. They are everywhere together. So are him and Hailey. Going to church together. He was cleansing his soul over the weekend. I didn't even consider Hailey's age, but she's 17 at the time, and Justin is 20. I guess. They're at Hillsong together. Happy birthday, Hailey. Hated this era. What was this? Going on little dates together. Selena Gomez is 22 at this point, and Hailey is newly 18 years old. This is just the classic story of 1, you're younger, just wait. 2, yeah, Justin, of course, you're having more fun with a more naive girl. I was there. Hailey Baldwin is the rebound from Selena Gomez, who is far more complicated. Justin has a new muse, and it's Hailey. She's different from the other girls Justin has been with. She's 17. Kidding. She couldn't care about the fame and fortune. Justin made sure to spoil her, took her shopping. Rumors that they're dating. Despite the article that we just read, they deny it. She has known Justin since they were very young, or at least she knew of him. That cover is from 2011, pretty early, right? Justin and Selena probably just started dating a year or 2 into dating. Not only was she a fan of Justin Bieber, she was a fan of Selena, and not even Selena, Jalena. She was a fan of the relationship. I'm 100% team Jalena. Selena Gomez, happy birthday, pretty. She's so cute. Don't argue. Bye. I don't care what anybody says. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez are the definition of a teenage dream. Selena Gomez is so friggin' good looking. Seriously though, she's beyond flawless, and he's Bieber. They're the perfect relationship. Forever alone. Selena looks hot in her new music video. I don't necessarily know if it was premeditated. I feel like Hailey literally just went from fan to wife pipeline. I don't think it was this big malicious thing against Selena. I think she idolized Selena and loved Justin, and then was like, oh wait, I can just marry him. Back in the day when I was a stan, Hailey was very in on Stan Twitter for specifically Justin. I said, hey, have you spoken to the bae Justin before? Kayla, he was my bae. This is so confusing. Why does nobody think we know each other? Ha ha ha. This was a year before all this went down. Then I asked her about American Horror Story. I was in with the girls. I found this old tweet. It was in response to like this girl saying that she thinks we're annoying Hailey because people would tweet her about Justin because she would answer. She was like, no, I would say you guys are dedicated. Saying I wanted her to follow me, and she said blackmail her. I guess it worked for people. In Hailey Selena part 12. There's a lot of examples I can use, but what you need to know is just that Hailey was very involved with Justin Bieber's stan Twitter. Prior to them ever like hanging out publicly, fans would tweet and ask her questions about him. She would respond. She would say, yeah, I know him. Yeah, I'm friends with him. She followed a bunch of stan Twitter accounts, and she was very, very nice. I don't remember her ever being mean, but it was weird because it was like she was simultaneously like fangirling with us, but was also like, you guys are so cute. 13th, 2014. I feel like this amount of things has not even happened in my entire life, let alone 1 year. They celebrate Taylor Swift's birthday. She has a huge party, lots of celebrities there, very like high profile people. Selena Gomez supposedly freaks out and leaves. She storms out of the party, says no one understands me, not even my boyfriend understands me. There's a lot of sources on this, like so many articles about this particular moment. She's clearly upset and like losing it. Bieber posts this 2 days later and says, people are crazy. I'm super single and this is my good friend. You would know otherwise. Days later, he's hanging out with Kendall. They're playing around. He posts a photo of like a friend kissing her on the cheek, and Justin says, get off her, little guy. And then Hailey literally deletes the picture. Literally, sir, yes, sir. Dinner and a movie or something, and then they're seen leaving his place in the morning. She deleted it, but she tweets in the morning and goes, glad I got a good night's sleep in my home, alone. It's okay. Hailey couldn't enjoy her moment for too long because this is the thing. With Selena, she would get upset, they'd break up, it would be super dramatic, right? They were in a relationship. You know, the conversations happening between him and Hailey behind closed doors. And we'll get to some of the things that he openly said in interviews about Hailey that showed that he like didn't really take her too seriously or as seriously as he took Selena at first. Because they're not dating, whether they're saying they are behind closed doors or not, like to the public they're not dating, Justin still gets to like have Hailey and have fun with Hailey, kiss Hailey, have this relationship when he wants with Hailey, and then do shit like this. So Justin used to just literally post a photo of a model that he wanted to fuck. Like that's all he had to do. And then people would be like, oh, it's her at, you know, whatever. Literally how Wolf Cindy got famous was him posting a selfie of her. Him and Hailey spend New Year's together. His good friend is this. Justin Bieber looks like the cat that got the cream. Kendall Jenner and Gigi Hadid take Selena to Dubai for New Year's while Justin's with Hailey. Keep her away so that they can kind of sabotage Selena and Justin being together for the holiday. The way Kendall can set up Justin and Hailey. Isn't that sad is because she says beyond grateful for a great crew to ring in the new year. Selena, these are your ops. This is where we start to see Justin like very openly treating Hailey like a joke. Hailey Selena part 13. I put the ring light back on for you bitches, even though it makes me super tired and sucks the vitality out of me for some reason. This is where everybody starts picking sides of if they're a Hailey girl or a Selena girl. I do think they both lost in the end. I think Justin lost too. I think the whole thing is unfortunate and I wish them all the best. But I think people, depending on what roles they've played in their own narratives regarding this sort of triangulation, that's the side they're gonna pick with like which team they're taking. You were the girl that won in the end and ended up marrying your man and he had like a dramatic ex, you're probably gonna be a Hailey girl. If you were the woman that put up with a lot of bullshit for a long amount of time with a man and then he left you and immediately did everything that you wanted for the new girl, you're probably a Selena girl. Both suck and both are like, the man's the problem. So no fighting in the comments. You guys were fighting with each other with the Kylie Jenner row one and I don't like it. Let's all be nice to each other. We're all fighting for the same thing. We're all on the same goddamn team. Leah posts this photo with a friend. Cute. Justin says, your friend's hot, Hailey. Haha. But you're hot too. Like, they're not dating, so she can't get angry. She's cool, chill girl, so she can't be offended. And he later describes Hailey as a cool girl that he kisses sometimes, so... He denies that they're dating again right before Valentine's Day, and then she goes on to say that he's going through like a lot of transitioning and that he needs good positive influences around him. She says she's just trying to be a good friend. She's trying to be a good support system to him. What's going on? Go out clubbing for Valentine's Day. They're partying until 5 a.m. Allegedly not romantic. She's like going on saying like, oh, people just assume we're not dating. He is seen alone the next day. Happy birthday, Justin. Shirtless in bed photo. Hailey posts this with the caption just being 21. Yeah, this photo looks intimate. Like, I don't care what they were doing. I don't care if they were fucking, I don't care, whatever. But if this were me in this photo, I'd be like, Mia and him are close. Like, if there's anyone this guy's gonna date, it's me. Like, we're kind of there, but not really. Psych, because he has a birthday party literally later that day, and this is Ivana, I'm sorry, don't know how to say it. That's her. They're supposedly flirting the whole night, and she posted this photo, and I guess it was right in front of Hailey's face, and she got really upset about it, so Hailey left. Bad news for Hailey, because later that month he's hanging out with Ashley Moore. First of all, this photo of him sitting on her lap, a doozy. Look at him. Mamiana, the way he's sitting on her lap. He posted this photo of Ashley Moore like a year ago, like in 2013, and was like, oh, I see you, Ashley, in your Calvins. This is all you had to do. You just post the model, and they're like, I'm next. Hailey, rightfully so, probably felt a type of way, but instead of taking it out on Justin, she took it out on Selena. She favorited this. Justin, Hailey, Selena, part 14. Back in the day when Twitter was more so like fandom oriented, at least with Justin Bieber, you had alerts on for everybody because anyone involved with him would tweet wild things and then just delete it. So if you had alerts on, you could screenshot it and, you know, if they deleted it, you'd still have it. So people thought that this was either accidental retweets or that Hailey had a burner account and thought she was on the burner account. She retweeted this. I feel like Justin and Hailey are secretly dating. She retweeted this as well. Hailey and Kendall fight Selena, please. I'm getting lost in the names. What did Selena do to you? Knows maybe something happened behind closed doors. It just seems, again, like triangulation, a displaced anger, pinning the girls against each other when the man's the problem. As though I can only assume that like crazier shit happened behind closed doors that we have no idea about. These are going to be linked to my Amazon list, especially because there's a lot of things like wiped from the internet. A lot of the links that are attached to Deep Dive's blog on this, but also things that cross over with the Kardashians are literally untraceable. Like, you cannot find them on the internet. She must have been in her feelings because she favorited those tweets the day before Coachella, and then this is the day of Coachella. She's hanging out with Justin and Kendall. Kendall is still trying to set them up at this point. Justin supposedly ends up taking Josie Canseco home, which makes Hailey like burst out crying to Kendall, and she's like, he's such a douchebag. And then Kendall Jenner goes off on Justin and is like, what the fuck? Next day, Justin treated girlfriend Kendall Jenner like a hanger-on. Says a party goer, she left crying saying Justin's a D-bag. Wait, so was Kendall crying or Hailey crying? Okay, Kendall said, you're a D-bag. And there was also rumors that Kendall was supposedly hooking up with Justin at Coachella too. No proof of that, but they're just trying to fuck Justin. They're all trying to fuck Justin. 10 days later, Justin and Hailey and Kendall take his little sister out to breakfast. Interesting addition to the article is that they said he used to surround himself with law-breaking rappers like Lil Twist and Lil Zaw. Everybody's probably breaking the law here. I think some people just get more publicity for it, if you know what I mean. Before Hailey can celebrate having her man back again, literally again, a week or two later, Justin Bieber's still thirsty for a sip of Selena. As they go to the Met Gala together and they're exchanging some words. And then he says this. Met Gala was at the beginning of May, and by the end of May, Justin and Selena are hanging out again. With church friends here, they're not on a date. But the next day, he does go on a date with Hailey. Like, are they not mentioning Selena at all or other women at all? Is that not coming up at all? Or is it something where she's like, I literally feel like they're not talking about girls. I feel like she's literally like, how are you doing? Like, how are these two worlds coexisting? Justin, Hailey, Selena, part 15. I know you guys can tell I'm losing energy. I'm sorry. So Justin and Selena go on that date and then they seem super coupley. One and only Hailey Baldwin, baby. Getting posted on the feed this often was like, yeah, obviously people were like, so you're dating Hailey, not Selena, because he would post stuff like this and then like openly say something about Selena like in an interview. He tweets again, stop assuming stuff, I'm single, deletes it. At this point, I'm confused. I'm like, is somebody telling her to tweet that? Is he telling her to tweet that? Does she actually not want to be dating him? Does she want to be dating him, but she doesn't want to seem like she wants to be dating him? I know I asked this last time, but should I get a bob? I would look so professional. Hailey and Justin go on a Hillsong retreat to Australia. There for like 4 days, and then he probably had enough of her because then Justin and Selena are seen kissing and canoodling at this hotel. There's Selena, there's Justin. He tweets, the devil really is working extra hard today. The religious aspect of this all is not helping anybody. It's making everything worse. She probably left that retreat being like, me, Justin, and God. Literally fucking on Selena the next day. Oh, Hailey, sorry, every July, watch out, because it's Selena's birthday. He supposedly, like, serenaded her over the phone, over FaceTime or something. It was just, like, a cutesy thing. He was, like, pretending to give her a rose. Selena does an interview around late August where she's talking about removing her purity ring, and it is alluding to the fact that she's basically, like, I put this on for the first time when I was 13, and I thought I was going to keep it on, but then I took it off for Justin. I don't like articles talking about, like, girls losing their virginities, especially when they're famous. Me uncomfortable, and I feel like it's unnecessary, but I guess it's important in the context that she's like saying I was in love with this person. I'm not embarrassed to say that. The next time I'm in a relationship, like, it'll be something very dear to me. I will never hide my life. Don't worry, we are going to be talking about the weekend. That's where it gets juicy. Oh, you okay? She's like, yeah, my next relationship. Justin fucking breaks down in tears during a VMA performance of Where Are You Now and Is It Sorry? All of his like deep intense songs crying to doo 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 is so not funny, but like, come on. I feel like cry to dubstep on stage when you're supposed to be like dancing crazy. But the man was sad. Selena was there at the VMAs, but she and Taylor Swift, like the Blood Squad, ditched that shit before Justin got on stage because they probably knew what the fuck was gonna happen. And we know Taylor Swift has always been very supportive of being like, Selena, please stop fucking talking to Justin. She's being her Selena self where she's like, I'm down to earth, I eat, similarly to the way Jennifer Lawrence is. Him clearly tripping over Selena, Hailey's like, Jesus and Justin keep me grounded. Girl. Justin, Selena, Hailey. Part 16, I believe. We're not even at the messy part yet. Justin does an interview on September 28th where he's basically like, I was so in love with Selena and we messed it up because we moved too fast. We loved each other so much, nothing else mattered, but we argued a lot because of how much we cared about each other. An older sissy tip, if you're arguing with someone because you love them too much, it's probably not a good sign, despite how the media convinces you to think that, like, that's passionate and romantic. It's very problematic and dangerous. He said that they both moved in together when he was 18, and it was like they were married. We were all about each other. Identity was, like, wrapped up in her. They were disappointing each other, but they were super invested in each other. Also, if you like somebody, let alone love them, don't move in with them very quickly. I did that. Bad move, easiest way to ruin your own life super quick. Literally like 2 days later, he is, after that interview, with Jade Pierce. I think she's a model. Justin doesn't give a fuckaroonie. His fucking cooch is out. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. Another interview right after that trip and says that the best part of his teen years was his relationship with Selena. Like, what's the best part? And they thought he was gonna say like his fucking car or something, and he was like, actually my ex-girlfriend, but let's not talk about it. So for anybody who doesn't know, like, when celebrities are doing interviews, it's predetermined. It's not like they go in blind. If people went into interviews blind, they would be so much better. But they're not like that, and there's things that are requested to not speak about. So keep that in mind. Selena just wasn't on his, don't speak about that list. But also just in general, when you watch interviews, know that they're pretty, like, rehearsed to a degree. Something that may seem like spontaneous or shaking the table or somebody just being super authentic is something that was probably like very heavily constructed before they even walked on the stage. Like, interviews are not even real interviews. It's another performance. Justin and Hailey literally go on a date. again, like literally the next day. These photos give me very much Kardashian plan called the Paps on Ourselves, because first of all, this guy is so close to them. Like, it doesn't seem like they were caught on a date. Seems like they're in such an open walkway, and like Hailey posing. Like, I feel like this is a slow planned walk. And this is where I'm like, what's going on with the media side of this? It's like, I'm gonna get into Hillsong more, but like clearly it was something where Justin was lost trying to fix his image. They needed to get him shuffled into a marriage. Selena was too complicated and problematic. Hailey was pretty much like, I'm ready when you are, but we're also not dating, by the way. Then things like this come out where it's just like, what is this? What's going on here? Where are your belongings? Get weird here. Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick break up July, like this past July. Then Justin goes on a date with Kourtney. Again, it feels like the Kardashians and Justin have this literal loyalty relationship where they use each other to piss their partners off. Like, hello. Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Hailey Baldwin, part 17. I know these look crazy, but the ring light, I can't do it. It kills me. And I am going to be talking a little bit quieter just because it is late. Just trying to give you bitches what you want. I am not going to be able to finish the series tonight. I can tell you that. It is so much longer than I planned for it to be. I have to talk about like Scientology and shit because we have to talk about his church. So we left off on Hailey being a joke. Sorry, I know that's mean, but that's just what's happening. It is October 2015. Selena and Justin have broken up and gone back together again a million times, but he's being seen with Hailey more. However, they're like, we're just friends, we're not a couple. Especially Hailey, she keeps reiterating, we're just friends, we're not a couple. But then they're going on like religious retreats together, and she says, Justin and Jesus, keep me grounded. He's fucking every bitch under the sun. Talking about how in love he is with Selena still in every single interview. How he's always gonna love her, he's never gonna stop loving her and checking on her. That they just moved too fast, things got too intense. Hailey's cool, I'm in love with Selena, fuck's a model. That's the routine we have going. Then we left off with him having just gone on a date with Kourtney Kardashian, of all people. It's not the last time either. October 12th, 2015, Selena does an interview. She's like, listen, I'm not angry anymore. I wish the best for him. I even see him sometimes. Then we find out they have an unreleased song together.
I wish I was better with distance. It's 'cause you're the only one I'm really missing.
Only one, Hailey. 10 days later, Justin and Hailey party all night in Europe after the EMAs. We're now in November, and I know I keep saying this is where it gets crazy. This is where it gets crazy, not its craziest, but another like, you gotta be kidding me time. Justin does an interview about the breakup. He's like, yeah, it was really hard on me. I don't think I'm over it. I don't think I'm ever gonna be over it. I'm always gonna love her. I'm never gonna stop checking in on her. And he doesn't. We see that later in 2020, even though he's married. He goes on Ellen. Ellen is like, are you guys ever gonna get back together? He says maybe. Selena performs at the Victoria's Secret fashion show, and he takes home Josie Canseco. Doesn't take her home. They leave in the same SUV. Then they go to One Oak. About 10 days later, him and Selena are seen at like this really intimate hotel bar. And he's singing Sorry and My Girl to her, and it literally makes me emotional for some reason. I think because when I'm reading the blog, I'm like, oh, this is so like toxic and dramatic. But then when you see videos of them again, you're like, they're really in love. Like, it's actually so sad.
Yes, you say, watching maybe feel this way, my girl.
I'm gonna play the other video in the next part. Justin Bieber, Hailey Baldwin, Selena Gomez, part 18. There is a picture from the bar that they were at. The very next day, Justin's like, all right, I'm gonna put both of my bitches in the same room. He loves doing that. The reason I'm saying Hailey is being treated as the joke is because he clearly takes Selena more seriously. He's taking her on the nice dates. He's speaking very highly, very fondly of her. Hailey is constantly like showing up on his Instagram, but he's like, yeah, that's just a friend. And then the next day, November 22nd, it's Hailey's birthday, and he brings Selena. It's obviously like uncomfortable, and you'll see how happy Selena is in a second, because it seems like he's like, oh my god, happy birthday to my friend Hailey. I brought my girl Selena. Hailey turns 19. It's also the AMAs. Justin throws an after party. Selena is happy as fuck on the way to the after party. Hailey is not. And these photos are very unfortunate. Looks like she's waiting for someone that never came. Just be a bad shot, bad photos, but she looks pretty distraught. I know that she's upset because the next day, Kendall Jenner sends Hailey these. Says, fuck him. Birthday cupcakes from Kendall Jenner, lol. What else are friends for? Why would those be your birthday cupcakes? Those should be just fuck him cupcakes. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious why she's upset. And nobody gives a fuck because Hailey is too chill. So Selena and Justin go on a little date. Selena's holding her man there. Him on a lock. A week later, Justin is being weird on Instagram, per usual. He goes, just a throwback. Calm down. Selena Gomez and Niall Horan were supposedly seen kissing at a party and then leaving together. Selena goes, oh my god, no, about dating him. If somebody said that about dating me, I would off myself. It's a classic game of push and pull with Justin and Selena. He sleeps with a million people and then she does like something on a smaller level, and as soon as he feels her pulling away, he pulls back in. After that headline about Niall, he posts this. Like, his way of baiting her back in is being like, crazy throwback. Remember when we dated for 5 years? I can't even make fun of him because she usually falls for it. But she didn't this time, and so he had to resort to the next step, where he's like, okay, you're not gonna respond to that. Gotta make you jealous. Gotta post a different fucking bitch. That is when we are graced with the discovery of Wolfie Cindy's existence. Oh my god, OMG, who is this? Remember this, like, shaking the nation. And Selena likes this, like, making fun of him when he breaks up with you, but you're hotter. This is boring filler, but we need it to get to the next part. Justin, Hailey, Selena, part 19. Justin and Kourtney Kardashian go on another date. Again, they go to this super exclusive club. He then leaves and goes to Justin's hotel alone, and she leaves alone at 4 in the morning. Oh, this is also weird because we know who that is. That's Corey Gamble. That's Kris Jenner's, like, boyfriend. Corey Gamble is one of the most interesting people in the world. I have always been curious about him because we know how the Kardashians are. They're so calculated. Like, they don't keep people around them for no reason. I don't even think that being romantic and loving somebody is enough of a reason to keep them around them. Like, everything is so orchestrated, and I've always been like, why Corey Gamble? Actually ends up becoming more important in this story later because he becomes Justin Bieber's tour manager. He booked him like insanity, like back to back inhumane shows prior to him canceling his tour and then marrying Hailey. Corey is now close to the Kardashians and Hailey. It's just a weird crossover. There's articles where in like mid-December of 2015 that Kourtney and Justin are hooking up on the low, and she's obviously not with Scott, and the story keeps coming in and out. Seems like a manipulative tactic to like make Scott jealous, or just, you know, when they need to throw something in the news cycle, this is what they do. They reach for Kourtney and Justin dating, and it's pretty much the same article every single time. Just a repetition of, oh, Kourtney has her own life and Justin thinks it's hot that she's older, so it works. I'll know that Scott Disick's nickname is Let the Lord Be With You, and then Justin posts this of Kourtney saying Lord knows. No confirmation of it being her, but it was literally the next day. A few days later, Selena ends up posting an Instagram picture with another mystery man, similarly to Justin's photo with Kourtney, like somebody that people were like, who is this? I guess it must have been a racy romantic photo. It's nowhere on the internet. Find out who it is, we'll revisit that. There's also no caption, so I guess people were like shook about it. Same day that Selena posts that, there's another article about Kourtney and Justin. Same exact thing. It's an ego boost, and Kourtney's having fun. He also posted this of Justin and Mason in March of this year, so right around Justin's birthday, but that's when he was like hooking up with Yvonne Ventura, so Hailey wasn't talking to him, and he was seen with Kourtney more often. He's like being seen with Corey Gamble trying to work out the tour stuff. It's probably a professional relationship, and being at Bieber around, you could just kill two birds with one stone and pretend you're hooking up with him, or actually hook up with him and make your ex-husband, not ex-husband, never was her husband, ex-man, baby father, jealous. Hope it was just a PR thing, because if Hailey and her best friend's family were all hooking up with him and she just stuck around, like, girl, stand up. Then Hailey, Selena, part 20. I know I look like a substitute teacher. I actually can't. Hailey goes on a trip with Justin, a family trip. It's like 10 days after he goes out with Kourtney, but who cares? Looks like such a normal girl here. Why it's funny to me, like it looks like she's not supposed to be in the picture. This distance. They're all on the feed, so we know that she's happy. Literally look like fucking brother and sister. These were iconic for the time. Like this is when everybody was like, she's your girlfriend. This article comes out. We're doing it. Very millennial headline. We're doing a thing. He posts this on Instagram for New Year's and then deletes it. Then posts this of Hailey and the photo that broke the internet. This kissing pic. To make sure I got the tag in there. No confusion that it's not another girl. Also post this photo of them. And all of 2016 goes Hailey, Selena, Instagram models, Courtney, to Instagram models, Hailey. Things starts and begins with Hailey because she's not going anywhere. Like I said, this story would have never ended any other way. It would have just gone on longer. January 4th, literally just a day after he posted those photos of Hailey, Rolling Stone asks about the video where he's singing to her at the restaurant because it's literally only a month ago. How quickly all this is moving. And then she says, honestly, what I would love to be printed is that I am beyond done with talking about that and him. And Justin is his charming self as always in this interview.
Selena Gomez fighting back at Justin Bieber with her latest Instagram picture.
I haven't seen it. Can I see it? I want to see that.
Yeah. He's like,
What is she trying to do
The
to my
girl.
heart right now?
Right.
I'm kidding.
So so you guys can't escape from each other. She can't escape from you. You can't escape from her, right?
She loves me.
She loves you,
there
clearly.
will always be love there. It's like it's one of your first major loves. Like it's always going to be there.
No, I love her too.
Yeah.
Always.
It's like the people want it
who's this
together so
guy?
badly.
Who's this guy? He's a joke. This guy's a chump. Okay. Nah, I guess he's pretty handsome, actually. I can't even lie.
She downgraded, right? with that guy?
I do him for sure.
Did she upgrade with that dude or downgrade from you? With that
I mean, come on. There's levels, dude. This guy's drinking an orange juice at... I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what's in that, OJ.
Yeah. Nah, it's cool.
That's the first time you've seen it?
It's so not cool, man. So not cool. No.
You're
No, I just honestly, dude, I just want her to be happy. I love her, and we're friends still.
Dude, you're so much better a man than I am. When I broke up with a girl, I wanted her to be awful. I didn't want her to be, oh, dude, I just wanted her to be happy. No, I wanted her to be miserable.
We were on and off for years, and then, like,
Justin, Selena, Hailey, part 21. But Justin goes on to say in the rest of that interview that he's like, maybe we could try again later, but that they have spent so much time apart that they're totally different people, but they're growing, they love each other, whatever. That doesn't matter because they end up dating again anyway. But we find out that the guy that Selena posted a photo with was Christopher Mason, who's in her Hands to Myself music video. They ask him about Courtney. Justin has a song called She Don't Like the Lights, and he wrote it about me. Like, this is too much for me.
Romancing hot mom Kourtney Kardashian, 36, and doesn't care he's being used to hurt Scott Disick.
You're being used, dude.
I'm being used, man. What can I say?
Yes. Anything there? Nothing?
Nah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay, I see the look.
No, for real. No, she's great.
Yeah.
You've known the Kardashians for a long time, right?
I've known them all, for years. Yeah.
I don't think it's something to be taken seriously at all, but then Hailey gives him an ultimatum. She's like, stop stringing me along. It's weird because it's like, Hailey, yo, you and your dad need to get on the same page, because then Hailey's dad, who was initially from the moment they met at the Today Show when they were like 13, was pushing them to be friends because, and I'll show you guys an interview where Justin says this later and jokes about them having an arranged marriage, that he feels like Hailey's dad set them up because he brought Hailey to a meet and greet at the Today Show and was like, oh, I want you to meet Justin and his mom. They're Christian too. You'll be really good friends. So you would think Hailey's dad would be like pushing for the marriage now that they finally are like in cahoots all the time. And Hailey's like, stop stringing me along, even though we're just friends. And then Hailey's dad says this: they're just friends. Wouldn't say Hailey and Justin are dating.
Now, you got skateboard too. Do you approve the Biebs?
Right out the door in that truck to the left.
He's
Do you
weird.
approve the
I'm
Biebs
sorry.
just dating your daughter? Billy did.
Absolutely.
You do?
Absolutely. But there's no label on it, cuz.
Okay.
Just friends.
Just friends.
Mr. Bieber is a wonderful young man, hugely talented, got a whole lot more success ahead of him.
Have you spoke? Has he? The things do get serious, and he does he have to go old fashioned and ask you for his daughter's hand?
We're far.
Starts shitting his pants and says, "We're far from that, buddy. We're far from that point." I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna sleep tonight after that face and giggle. Not giggle, cackle. Selena starts to really get very aggravated with how tightly her relationship that no longer exists is tied into her identity. She's asked about it in every interview, so is he. But she says, "I'm honestly so done. I care about his health and well-being, but I cannot do it anymore. A few more years, honey." Justin, Selena, Hailey, part 22. Listen, I know it's been kind of boring because we have to go through all of the details of the timeline of like who he's dating, who he's fucking, whatever. Honestly, this stuff isn't even that crucial. I wanted to include it because I think in my own head, even as a believer, around this time I was like already out of high school and like not on Stan Twitter anymore. I stopped that when I was like 14. But in my head, I was just like, oh, Selena and Justin have broken up a handful of times, but they love each other. No, that shit is so fucking messy, and it's literally, if you couldn't tell from this whole series, on again, off again by the week, if they can even make it that far. This is where it does get exciting because his tour starts. He turns 22, starts his Purpose tour in spring of 2016, and this tour ignites what becomes the absolute beginning of the end and the chaotic snowball effect that is honestly like still going to this day. I'm gonna revisit this later, but through 2016 is when Carl Lentz, his celebrity youth pastor, his spiritual advisor, is really like glued to his hip. He fucks up a few more times this year. He's like fucking models and stuff still. This year isn't that different from the previous years in the sense that it's him dating like a handful of women. Not really Selena. Him and Selena are getting increasingly pissed at each other this year, and this is when they start publicly like commenting on their own social media posts, and it's so embarrassing. He's with Sophia Richie, he's with Chantel Jeffries, he's with a few different models. He's starting to like spiral, and so is Selena. On all of this, he's also like jumping out of cars and punching fans in the face. And Carl Lentz starts to connive his way into Justin's life. Probably, hopefully, fingers crossed at the time trying to help him, but then Carl starts going a little fucking nuts because he gets caught up in the lifestyle that Justin's stuck in, and instead of being able to pull him out of it, he falls victim to it as well. So that spiritual branch that Justin was supposed to grasp onto was sacrificed because his spiritual advisor spiraled right there with him. Before we get into that, let's cover what's going on before his tour. Me and him hang out for a Super Bowl weekend. Source says they're not serious together. She was a little annoyed at him that weekend. Everything was fine. His friends like her, whatever. Right before Valentine's Day says we're not exclusive. Probably to save herself the embarrassment that she's not going to get anything for Valentine's Day. Oh my god, it's so cozy. I should keep this on the whole time. Anyways, I'm going to show you the interview where she's like, it's not that serious. And I'm going to give her a break because she's like 19 at this point. We're all fucking stupid at 19. Justin, Hailey, Selena, part 23. Guys, I'm having such a bad makeup day. I look fucking crazy. Justin does this cool interview with GQ where he's basically with the guy that's interviewing him for like 2 full days. We're really gonna use the spark notes from Celeb Deep Dive so we can just zoom through this part. First, he clarifies that the song Sorry is clearly for Selena and not for apologizing for his public behavior. I don't know why the fuck people thought that's why he wrote the song. Know that if I get a DUI in Miami with a supermodel, I'm just gonna write a song about it so that America forgives me. Talks about the tattoo and how it's of Selena. And guys, sorry to laugh about something that is stuck on his skin forever. Hopefully he got it covered by now. This man has too much money to get a tattoo that looks like that, and then to say it looks like Selena. If I was Selena, I would be like, get your fucking bread up. I don't look like that. One point later in the day, he asks his bodyguard, is she in the room? Talking about Hailey. Hailey is in the hotel room. Listen to this description. As we enter the room, Hailey is wearing a black crop top, tight black pants, sitting on a pristinely made bed. She is doing nothing. No TV, no book, no phone, no computer, no music, no oil paints, nothing. In about 30 minutes in the room, he plays a new song and his guitar. And as Justin and the interviewer are leaving, they leave Hailey in the suite, and then the guy is like, oh, are you dating? Justin shakes his head no. The interviewer's like, oh, is she just a friend that you kiss sometimes? Justin goes, uh-huh, I guess so. You guys know how I feel. Fair, he says, she's someone I really love. We spend a lot of time together. He doesn't want to be tied down because he's going on a world tour where women will be around. His fucking Justin has a birthday party. Happy 22. I tell you guys about Alfredo Flores. Looked up, surrounded by women. I feel like every time I keep seeing Jordan Woods in this content as like a birthday celebration at a ski resort thing with the Jenners and Hailey and other people. Don't worry guys, him and Hailey are not dating. Oh my god, how did I forget to show you this video? This was right before Valentine's Day.
He spoke with Hailey on Wednesday night at the Amphar Gala in New York, where she returned the same affection.
What do you love about Justin? Emily.
You know, he's really funny. We have a good time together. He's just really sweet. He's a good kid. He's a good heart, and I love him.
Does your dad like him? That's the big question.
Both my parents like him a lot.
You need that parental approval. It's very old school.
Yep.
So I hope he comes up with something romantic for Valentine's Day.
Nah. I just want...
Nah. I just want food. Good, because that's all he's gonna give you. Justin, Selena, Hailey, part 24. March 2016, Justin just turned 22. We kick off his tour with a bang. In typical Bieber tradition, he posts a throwback of Selena. He says, feels. And she comments, perfect. They're fucking made for each other. They're so corny. This is a water sign love. The next day, Hailey is at his LA show. He doesn't look too happy, but she's wearing his merch like a good fan. I mean girlfriend. I mean friend. 3 days later, Selena is visiting him on his tour. She's backstage with Kendall, Kim, Courtney, and Kanye, all people who are very close with Hailey, and then Hailey posts this on her Instagram and shuts the comments off. Furthermore, something about gratitude. She really means fuck all of you. So crazy how like faithful God people will be fuming angry and then transmute that into being like, I'm grateful. And rents out the Staples Center for a viewing of the Titanic with Selena, and then it gets canceled last minute because they get in a fight. Tease thanks to a Staples Center employee. A week later, Selena and Justin pass each other the iHeartRadio Awards and they don't speak. Sources say that he had Hailey there and had to hide her, and then Selena found out. Next day, he's probably fighting with both of his bitches and needs to piss both of them off by posting this of Kendall. One thing for Selena to be uncomfortable with Kendall, but to be Hailey and to be best friends with this person. Yes, maybe Kendall's playing this game of like, oh Hailey, like I'm trying to set you guys up. But it also seems like Kendall and Justin have this thing where they're not even either taking Hailey seriously. A week later, Hailey says, it's hard dating someone as famous as Justin Bieber. It's hard dating someone in the industry. You have to block out the noise. They're confused because they're like, how is it hard dating someone in the industry if you're not dating? Rumors that Selena and Charlie Puth are dating, and he initially denies it. He says they're not dating. Later admits that they were, and that it really messed him up because it was obvious that she was still in love with somebody else. It's really sad. He seems innocent. The Met Gala 2016, Hailey is there solo. Selena is also there solo. Justin cancels his attendance to the Met Gala, but then he goes to an after party and starts taking his shirt off. Selena cancels going to the after party. It's now May, and Hailey brings her parents to a Justin Bieber show. Kind of a big deal. Stay Selena and Orlando Bloom hang out. Can we look at this photo again? What is going on? It's of PDA though. Justin who? Then this happens. And she crumpled up, then threw at another fan, said Mary Justin. Justin, Hailey, Selena, part 25. I'm gonna kind of rush through 2017 because it's just a lot of him bumping around between a handful of women. And then I know you guys have been waiting. It gets juicy at the end. However, I do want to warn that we are going to touch into like conspiracy theory territory. Super intense, super fast, and I think it's very naive to think that the whole Jalena Jailey saga is simply just like a love triangle between 3 early 20s kids. I think there's so much more that goes into it. I think that Hillsong Church was heavily involved. I think there's religious manipulation for 2 super talented people that grew up with low-income single mothers. I do think that there is this sort of trap around Justin and particularly about having a conservatorship. We are going to revisit the Kardashians re-entering this story, Scooter Braun, and Lou Taylor, who was in charge of Britney's conservatorship. Focus on the petty timeline now, and then that stuff's going to be all at the end. So I told you bitches not to fight, and what did you do? You fought. I'm seriously not really coming for any of the younger people in this equation. Hailey, Justin, Selena, even the Jenners. I do think Justin's a victim, I do think Selena's a victim, and I think maybe Hailey, at the very best, doesn't know that she's like a part of a much larger scheme. Is hopefully just under the impression that she ended up marrying her celebrity crush. So where did we leave off? We know that Justin is swapping out Hailey and Selena back and forth, literally nothing new. We're in like late spring 2016, it's around May. Hailey gives Justin an ultimatum. She's like, stop stringing me along, and he's not with Selena. Hailey says it's cool between her and Selena, there's no bad blood. Justin takes Nicola Peltz on a date, which is interesting because she ends up being very close with Selena present day. Justin takes her out to dinner, and then they go play mini golf or something like that. And then of course, in typical Hailey fashion, when Justin does something the very next day, sometimes the same day, she manages to get herself in a headline. She is seeing Drake. Just a side note, this ends up being a little weird present day that she sees Drake, because it was something where they were just friends, whatever. They have like an H necklace, and then Kanye posted this like literally 2 months ago and said, get your girl before I get mad. You're supposed to be my friend. You weren't there when the Kardashians kidnapped my kids. So I'm like, alright, was this Drake Hailey thing a little bit deeper than we were led to believe? Believe. Where are my manners? So a few days later, Justin follows Selena back on Instagram again. Another date with Nicola. She is sleeping there regularly. And Courtney party the night away at a nightclub. Brings Ashley Benson on his yacht. And then chills in Miami with model Alexandra Rodriguez. This is all in the span of about 10 days. For Selena's birthday, Justin doesn't see Selena, but he takes Chantel Jeffries to a private showing at a movie theater. She leaves the next morning wearing the same clothes. Now he has some free time off his tour.